There was a time when humanity lived in awe of the world. Every thunderstorm was a warning, every sunrise a miracle. Before science, before reason, before empires and nations, there was belief. When early humans looked up at the sky, they didn't see empty space. They saw eyes looking back. The sun, the moon, the stars, all alive, watching, judging, loving. From this wonder came the birth of gods, kings, and stories so powerful they would define who we are. This is the story of how belief built civilization. It begins not with war or conquest, but with a question. Why do we exist? 12,000 years ago, before cities and kingdoms, before writing or bronze, people gathered to build something extraordinary. Göbekli, hidden in the hills of Turkey, massive stone pillars carved with animals and symbols were erected by hunter-gatherers. This was long before farming, before permanent settlement. Why would nomads build a temple before they built a village? The answer may change everything we know about civilization. Archaeologists once believed religion emerged after cities, but Göbekli Tepe suggests the opposite. Faith came first, said cities followed. People didn't gather to survive, they gathered to believe, to share ritual, myth, and purpose. And that shared belief became the foundation of society. As people spread and settled, their gods grew with them. In Mesopotamia, humans carved the heavens into hierarchy. There was Anu, the sky father, Enlil, the god of air, and Inanna, goddess of love and war. Each city had its own divine ruler, a protector, a mirror of the society that worshipped them. These were not just myths, they were political systems. Kings ruled by divine right, claiming power from the heavens. To disobey the king was to defy the gods themselves. In Egypt, the pharaoh was a god, the living Horus, son of Ra. In Sumer, the king was the intermediary between mortals and deities. Religion wasn't separate from governance, it was governance. Temples became banks, priests became scientists. Faith and power merged into one. This was the age of gods and kings. With religion came ritual and with ritual came record. The first writing systems were not used to tell stories, but to keep track of offerings. Clay tablets recorded sacrifices to gods, the distribution of grain, and temple debts. Writing was sacred. To carve words into clay was to capture divine will. And from writing came law. From law came order. And from order civilization, the Code of Hammurabi, etched into black basalt 3,700 years ago, begins not with justice, but with divinity. Anu and Enlil appointed me to bring law and righteousness to the land. The gods gave permission for control, and control built empires. Every civilization told its story through myth. In Egypt, Ra sailed across the sky each day, battling darkness. In Greece, Zeus ruled Olympus, hurling thunderbolts of justice. In India, Vishnu preserved the universe, while Shiva destroyed and renewed it. These stories weren't primitive. They were psychological blueprints, ways to make sense of chaos, to explain love, death, morality, and fate. The myths evolved, blending into philosophy. In Greece, gods gave way to reason. In India, gods became symbols of cosmic principles. In China, myth merged with harmony and Tao. Religion was transforming from literal power to metaphoric truth. Every ancient ruler understood that belief was power. To rule hearts was to rule nations. In Babylon, priests read the stars to predict the will of gods, and kings used it to justify wars. In Egypt, alignment of temples with solstices turned architecture into cosmic instruments. In Mesoamerica, the Maya built entire cities around celestial cycles. The king stood at the center of the cosmos, the axis mundi, the bridge between heaven and earth. Rituals, processions, sacrifices all, were cosmic theater reinforcing divine order. Civilization wasn't just built with stone and bronze, it was built with faith. But belief can both create and destroy. When humans began to question their gods, the world changed again. Philosophers like Akhenaten in Egypt dared to proclaim a single god. In India, the Buddha rejected rituals, seeking truth within. In Greece, Socrates and Plato replaced myth with reason. In Israel, prophets challenged kings in the name of morality. It was a revolution of the mind. The gods moved from the sky into the soul. Humanity began to understand that divinity might not live above us, but within us. Belief built temples, faith forged kings, and myth carved the shape of civilization itself. But the greatest transformation was not in the heavens, it was in humanity. The age of gods and kings wasn't only about power or worship. It was the birth of imagination, our ability to dream beyond survival. Today, we no longer build pyramids to gods. We build towers of glass to ideas. Yet the same spark remains, the longing to find meaning in a vast and uncertain universe. Perhaps belief was never about gods at all. Perhaps it was about us, our need to turn mystery into story, chaos into cosmos. We are still telling those stories today through science, art, and discovery. The temples have changed. The gods have changed. But the human spirit, the need to believe, remains eternal. Subscribe now for more ancient history, lost civilizations, and the evolution of human consciousness.